I'm making a very famous character. This weekend I'm going to have a masterclass about this character, and I have to create a sample for, and I can't say his name. So if you guess, so you can write in the comments who is he. But I can give you a clue. So this is a very famous Scottish writer. It was created by a very famous Scottish writer, and it is a boy. And so this character will be on the armature, on a wire, because I want he's a bit flexible to move his arms and legs, and this is really very energetic person and very flexible. And still it's quite fat, but so plump, and I want to make it a slim boy. Yeah, I'm making a character from a book. This is a book by a Scottish writer. It is a young boy and his company. And if you guess who is this, you can write in the comment. And I will use a lot of green color in his outfit. So I take this grass green and start. So hello to everybody who joined. Nice to meet you. And I stab a bit of wool to the body, and then I wrap the wire like this. So now I straighten the leg and wrap it like this. And stab. I try to change. No. I like to change the middle. No. That's good. It looks like this. Now I'm making a character. It's a boy, and he's wearing green leggings in green jacket. And if you know who is he, you can write it. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? So you know, to make it nice, it just take time and stabs. It's the matter of stabbing. You stab by stab, you make something nice. So it's I'm glad to hear that you're fine, you're good. So welcome. It's my Felton Live, and I'm making a character from a book by a Scottish writer. It is a young boy, and if you know who is he, you can write. You can write to me. And I started with legs. I'm making his green leggings. And you know that today I want to announce that one day at the weekend, I guess it will be next weekend, I'm going to make Felton Marathon. I'm going to sit all day long in front of my camera and create something and stab something. I don't know what yet. I opened Kinder Surprise Stranger Things series and found their chef, Hope. But I'm not sure that I'm going to make something from Stranger Things. So, but you can write maybe your recommendations. What should I create? Sitting in front of the camera. What do you think? What would you like to see? What character? What thing? What Stranger Thing maybe? Yes, why not? And you know, I love the sound of Felton. I adore this. It's incredible. It's one of my favorite sounds. You know, it's quite dangerous to stab like this, like I do now. It's better to do on the Felton mat. But anyway, so I got used to stab wood like this, and I always hurt myself, always stab myself. Okay. Let's pretend that our legs are ready, and now let's go to arms. So I always tear some wool. We never cut wool because we damage wool when we cut it. So I start with arms. Again, I wrap arms like this. Stab some wool to the body. And start stabbing. Now it's something weird, but I hope it will be very nice in the end. I hope. But you know that it's a paradox, but when I start felting, when I start any idea, I always feel that it's that I couldn't do this, so that I sometimes don't believe, I often don't believe that I could do something with it. And then it is a kind of a miracle all the time, so it is very, it's a kind of a therapy, because you don't think globally, you just step by step, by small steps, step by step, and step by step, you realize that you can do this, and something appears, something really great. And it's all the time, it's a little miracle, and it's very nice. I like this effect, very satisfying, and it's good therapy for me personally. So it's green boy. Now he has a spinal problem, serious spinal problem, and a kind of obesity, but we remove it. We make him handsome. But it takes time. Really, I want to name it now, but I don't want to make it an enigma or something of this, but maybe really you can know who is this green boy, by Scottish writer. And so look, I'm going to make Peter Pan. So it will be Peter Pan, and right, do you believe that it will be Peter Pan in some time? And now what I do now, it's I take this quantity of wool and stamp, make a flat stripe, kind of a scarf, like this. Turn it and stab again. It's very important to turn the wool when you stab. Then you turn not to stab this piece of wool to the felting mat. And I tear it, turn and stab again. very tiring, maybe boring for watching, but then I make some teeth. When I stab many times in one place, I change the shape of the wall. And I'm making these teeth like this. And one more. And I make it again and again. So it would be a tunic edge. Something like this. Of course, I want to make it more carefully, but it takes time. Yeah, so it takes a lot of time to make it neat, very nice. And you know that I have two types of felting I created for myself. One, it is very immediate. When I do something and then I destroy it at the end. And I train myself not to get used to things so much. So I do something fast and I destroy it. Or, for example, I do something fast. For example, for the lesson, I need some character for the lesson, like William Shakespeare. So I make something very fast, not very neat, but recognizable. Yes, so the main reason, it must be recognizability, so it must be recognizable. I show and say, so guys, look, this is William Shakespeare. So he was the greatest poet, and so we're celebrating his birthday. Yeah? And so he was an actor, a dramatist, so playwright, poet, a writer, a great person of his time. And then I come home and I tear it off. So I destroy him and I take wool for another characters, because nothing is stamped properly, nothing is done so very, very neat, and I don't regret about that. So it's for work, so it worked its function. So I got the result. Children and students saw William Shakespeare schematically, and so this I needed, and that's all. And look, so it will be like this. It will be like this. And you know that it becomes recognizable. So when we have this tunic edge, so we realize, okay, so maybe really it's maybe yeah, it's him, it's Peter Pan. And can you write, if you watch me and it's not very complicated, can you write what's your favorite book character, or what would you like me to create during lives? Because you know I like to have these lives, and I really enjoy the process, and I like to create felting sometimes because it's very organizing. It's not comfortable at all, and I like to create felting in front of camera, but I want to know what is really interesting for people, and if it is okay, so write about your favorite characters, or maybe what something you would like me definitely to create. And I know that I like characters on a wire because they're really flexible. So look, I can bend their arms, their legs, and it gives some spirit and mood to the character, and it's important. But now I need just straight legs. Okay. Now, I started this character and I finish it like this. And later in the evening, I come back and show what I made for this time. And I have to walk a bit. I have to unwind my mind and rest a bit. And so let's meet in a couple of hours and I will show you what I did, and let's finish Peter Pan, because tomorrow I'm going to have photo shoot and take photos of Peter Pan for announcement, for advertising masterclass, and I want to finish it by today's evening, but not now. So now I finish my live, and let's meet in a couple of hours, for example at 7:16, at 7:15. And I'm currently based in Montenegro, so it is Montenegro time. See you, bye bye. So stay tuned.